All right, so just quickly, Teacher Mark has taken some leave at the moment because he's not feeling so well. He wants to try and get better, and if school comes back and you guys are allowed to come back to school, then Teacher Mark will still continue to be your teacher. But while we're online, I'm going to be your teacher for the next little bit. Okay, so you guys all know me. I taught you guys last year. So if you guys have any questions, I'll try and make about 20 or 30 minutes every morning that you guys can come on and ask me any questions. Okay, so I'll try and make 20 or 30 minutes a morning that you guys can ask me any questions that you need. Okay, hello, Spuddy, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, good stuff. Yours is working well. All right, so Teacher Mark will come back if school comes back, and he'll come back to teach you guys in class, but until then, it'll be me. So I'll be teaching you guys for English and for science, and then you guys will have teacher Volette will teach you guys math. So you guys know Teacher Volette from last year as well. So it'll be me for English and science, and it'll be Teacher Volette for math. Can you hear me, Macy, or not yet? All right. I'm going to share my screen with you guys because this was what I wanted you guys to do this morning, was the Shipwreck. How many of you guys have read through the story? Woody, good. Manin, did you read through the story, the Shipwreck? Yep, good. Vichnun, you read through it or not yet? There's some trouble with Vichnun's video. Did you read through the story?
Okay. You can.
All right. There's some problems with Macy's audio, so I'm gonna try and get it working. Press unmute at the bottom. You need to join audio with the... All right, so I'm gonna share with you guys the story, and we're gonna have a look. Yeah, I'm gonna move that chat away, back to this screen. All right, so let's have a look. I shared this with you guys this morning. You guys have your books already. So it's a book that has 3 chapters. It's about a storm, okay? So I'll just, yeah, Macy's connecting audio, that's good. Can you hear me yet, Macy? Can you hear me? Not yet? Is the volume on your computer? Hey, Sadana's here. Sadana, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. I can hear you nice and loud. That's
okay.
Did you read the story that I sent this morning, the Shipwreck?
I just read it now.
You just read it now. Okay, good. So we're going to go through that, and then I'm going to go through it quickly about what you're supposed to do today, okay? So
okay.
We're going to read the Shipwreck. So on my screen, it's not so big. I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit. There we are. So I'm going to read some, and then can you guys all hear Sadana when Sadana speaks?
Yes.
Yes, good stuff. So I'm gonna read a little bit, and then I'm gonna ask you guys to read some as well, okay? Like we would do in grade 4. All right, so chapter 1, the storm. Thunder roared, lightning lit up the sky. The wind howled, enormous waves lifted the ship and threw it down onto the rocks near the mysterious island. It was an awful crashing, scraping noise. The rocks tore huge holes in the side of the ship. Water poured into the hole. The ship slowly began to sink. All right, so what do we think this story is about so far?
Yeah,
Sadana?
about a storm.
About what?
Storm.
Yeah, about a storm. And where were the people at the start?
In the
On
ship?
the ship?
Yeah, so there was people on a ship. And what happened to that ship?
It began to sink slowly.
Yeah, it began to sink. All right. So on board there was panic. Water is coming in, yelled the cook. The good news soon reached the captain. Oh, the news The news soon reached the captain. The captain shouted, "Abandon ship!" He said the ship was sinking. People shouted and screamed. They rushed here and there. "Get out of my way," a sailor screamed. "I want to get off this ship." He pushed Jim in the back and knocked him over. He tried to lower a rowing boat into the sea to escape, but there was no time. A huge wave washed him into the water. "Help!" he cried as he disappeared over the side of the ship. Jim stood up Jim stood up and held tightly onto the side of the ship. People were jumping into the sea to escape. "Jump! Swim for your life!" shouted the captain. Jim took a deep breath and dived into the angry sea. Jim was an explorer. He left home to look for adventure, but this was more adventure than he wanted. All right, so what's happened? What do we know so far?
Someone pushed Jim off something.
Yeah, okay, so Jim was pushed off the ship and he fell. Where did he fall?
Into the sea.
Yeah, he fell into the sea. Good. So what do we know about Jim?
An explorer.
What was that, Sputty?
He was an explorer.
Yeah, very good. So we know that Jim was an explorer. So, all right, let's continue on. Jim saw an island in the distance. The waves splashed over him and dragged him down. He went under the water. He coughed and spluttered and gasped for breath, but he kept swimming. Every minute he got more cold and more tired. He was terrified. "I can't do it. I'm too cold. I'm too tired," he thought. Just when he thought he could swim no further, he reached the beach. Jim stood up and staggered up the beach away from the sea. He dropped onto the sand. The wind howled all around him, but he did not hear it. He was shivering with cold, but he was so exhausted, he went straight to sleep. All right, what's happened now?
Jim saw the island in the distance.
Yeah, okay, so Jim's now, he's seen the island, and where is he?
Asleep
He's asleep. Whereabouts though?
on the sand.
Yeah, he's asleep on the sand, which is on the island, yeah? So he's got off the ship, he's swum and swum and swum, he's cold, he's tired, he doesn't think he can do it, and then he does it. And he makes it to the island. He's so tired that he just falls asleep. All right, Sadhana, your voice is nice and clear at the moment. So some of you guys might need to get some microphones. I can hear Sadhana and Sputty really well, but Munin, you're a bit hard to hear. So if you have a microphone at home, or maybe your parents have the headphones for their phone, that might be able to be connected and make it a bit clearer. All right, Sadhana, I'm going to get you to read chapter 2 for us, The Only Survivor. Are you there, Sadhana? No? No, Sadhana? All right, Sputty, I'm going to get you to try.
Chapter 2, The Only Survivor. When he woke, the wind was quiet and the sea was calm again. The sun was shining in a clear blue sky. Jim looked around. All along the beach, he could see a broken wood from the ship. A few meters away, he saw a wooden chest floating on the water. Jim grabbed it and pulled it onto the beach. When he opened it, he found that it contained a hammer, an axe, some nails, a saw, and some rope. Jim looked out to the sea. There was no sign of the ship and no sign of any other survivors. Jim was all alone on an unknown island. Luckily, Jim found a stream where he could get fresh water. He bent down and drank thirstily. Nearby there was plenty of coconut and banana trees. He ate some bananas and broke open a hairy coconut with a hammer. He drank the sweet juice and ate the fresh, like coconut. Then Jim sat down on a rock to think. He did not know if another ship would come past and rescue him. He did not know how long he would be on the island.
Okay, very good, Spuddy. Good stuff. All right. So what's happened now? Menin, if you can yell out nice and loud, what's happened?
He woke up and the wind was quiet and the sea was calm again. And he
Okay, just tell me, don't read from it, just tell me the basics. So he woke up, he's on the island, what did he find?
He found a chest.
Yeah, he found a chest.
And in the chest he found a hammer, an axe, some nail, a saw, and some rope.
Good, so he found some tools in the chest, yeah? So he found some tools in the chest, and what else did he see? He saw some other things too. What were they?
Coconut and banana trees.
Good. So he found some coconut and banana trees, which means that he has some food. And what else did he find?
And he found fresh water.
Good. So he has fresh water. What else did he see? What else did he see? Okay. What else was on the beach? Did he see his ship?
No.
No. What did he see from the ship?
The broken wood from the ship.
Yeah. So he saw all the broken wood from the ship. Did he see anyone else from the ship?
No.
Excuse me, teacher. Where
Yeah.
are we at? Where are we at?
We've just finished chapter 2.
Oh, I disconnected for a second.
Yeah, I noticed. All right. All right, good. Sadhana, I'm going to get you to read chapter 3 because you're nice and loud. You and Spuddy are really loud, which is good.
Wait, the beginning?
Yeah, the beginning. Jim builds a shelter.
Wait, what? Oh, Jim built a shelter.
Yeah.
The first thing Jim decided to do was to build a shelter. He needed a shelter from the sun and the rain. He didn't know if there were any wild animals on the island, so he needed somewhere safe to sleep at night. Jim gathered wood from the beach. He tied the wood together with rope and made the walls of a simple hut. He made the roof with tree branches and banana leaves. Jim gathered little branches and more banana leaves for the bed. He built a fence around the outside of his hut to keep out any wild animals. Now he had a shelter and somewhere safe to sleep. Jim walked along the beach to look for other useful things. He found some of the ships sailed a ship's sail, a telescope, a knife, and a leather map case. When he opened the case, he looked in amazement. Inside was a map of the island. Now I can explore the island, Jim thought.
Good stuff. All right. I'm going to change the screen. Let me change, because you can see the story, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to change it to, I think this one. That changes that one. Okay. Let me find the next one. The next one is going to be this page. All right, so you guys need to do this page in your book. So you need to look back through that story. For number 1, you need to look back through that story and circle the correct answers, okay? So the first one is, what was Jim? Was he a sailor, a fisherman, or an explorer? I think you guys already probably know that one.
An explorer.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, the discussion questions we'll come back and discuss tomorrow. Okay, so when I meet with you guys tomorrow, we'll do the discussion questions. So please have a think about them at home. And then tomorrow we'll start off by doing the discussion questions for number 2. Okay, so now for vocabulary, you need to find 2 words in the story that begin with EX, which mean very tired and someone who explores new places. You should be able to find those 2. Number 2, you need to find a word that begins with P that means a strong, sudden feeling of worry or fear that makes you unable to think clearly or calmly. Okay?
Panic.
Okay, don't do the answers now. Think about them at yourself, okay? And then you can send them to me in private message. Okay? Then we need to do which word begins with M that describes the island. What does it mean? And then we need to find a word for a story that begins with ST, SH, SUR that mean those things. Someone who's still alive, SUR, SH, shaking. Okay, don't give me the answers now, guys. Okay, you guys need to write these on your in your books, and then you can send them to me in private message. Okay. So
In our textbook?
you can write them probably for comprehension. You can write them in your notebook, and then you can take a picture and send it to me.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll be taking all the work now that Teacher Mark is on leave. Okay. Just quickly, we've still got another couple of minutes. So what I'm going to do is we're going to look at science just quickly. Where's my new share pictures? What's going on here? Let me look at science here. All right. Can you guys see my screen? You can see climate and weather?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, so what I want you guys to do is, this unit is all about the difference between climate and weather. We did a bit of this in about units 5 or 6 in grade 4. Can anyone remember what the difference between climate and weather is? Vim, can you hear us?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so do you remember what the difference is between climate and weather?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the difference?
Because climate like weather can be hot, cold, and climate.
Yeah. There's a bit of a difference. Okay, so weather at the moment, we could say that today is sunny. It's between 27 and 37 degrees. Yeah, that is the weather today. So when we talk about climate, we talk about the weather in a certain place over a certain period of time. Okay, so last year we were learning about like mountain climate and continental climate and all those.
Mediterranean.
Yeah, Mediterranean climate. Yeah, that was another one.
Continental.
Yeah, subtropical.
Continental climate.
So this one's going to be a little bit different. So let's just go through Unit 7 in science. So it says, do you know why some areas of the earth are deserts and others are rainforests? It's because they have different climates. To be able to describe the atmospheric conditions of a region's climate accurately, scientists collect information for more than 30 years. They collect information about air temperature and precipitation. When a group of regions have a similar climate, it's called a climate zone. All right, so what's a desert, quickly?
A desert is the hottest place, and it didn't have any precipitation.
And there's less plants that grow at the desert.
Yeah, okay. That's not a bad
Only one plant called cactus.
Not always, because what is Antarctica?
Olive tree.
Antarctica is the coldest.
It's the coldest place.
Of course, but it is also recognized as a desert. So it doesn't always need to be hot. The most important thing is that rain is not always around, and yeah, it's more to do with life and things like that. In generally, deserts are hot and there's no precipitation or there's no rain, but in certain cases like Antarctica, it is also a desert, but it is not a hot desert. Okay. All right, so let's look at the pictures. You guys know what air temperature is, yeah? Quite easy. It's the temperature of the air or the temperature in a place. So we know that to find the climate, scientists take the temperature at a certain place for over 30 years. Okay? They have a lot of data to then work out what the climate is. All right. So can you tell the difference between climate and weather? Obviously, weather is what's happening now. Climate is what has happened over 30 years. We look at trends. We look at what the temperature range is. We look at how much rain there is, things like that. Okay? So you guys understand?
Yes.
Yes? All right. All right, so we're going to be looking at 3 zones. We're going to be looking at hot zones. Okay, so what does the hot zone look like? It looks like what sort of landscape?
A mountain landscape?
A mountain.
It is mountain, but what else is going on there?
Foggy.
Yeah, it's a bit misty or foggy.
And it's hot.
Yeah. What is all over the mountain? What would we call that?
Cloud.
Sun.
Summit.
Summit.
Sun.
More talking about the tree. What sort of climate would we say that is?
Tropical climate.
Yeah, it probably is a tropical climate, but the word I'm looking for is probably a rainforest, yeah? Because we look at how many trees there are and how they all look very similar. It's probably more like a rainforest climate there in the hot zone. Okay, then we have the temperate zones. What are the temperate zones?
Temperate.
It's the place where the
region.
isn't too hot or too cold.
Yeah, good. So temperate zones are places that it's not too hot, not too cold, but it does have a change in seasons. Okay?
It's a mild
zones. Places like Cambodia would be in the hot zones because we don't really have 4 seasons. We more have 2 seasons. We have wet, we have dry, it's always hot. Okay? Temperate zones, we can see that in the picture for temperate zones, we have many, what trees are they?
deciduous trees.
Yeah, good. So we have many deciduous trees, which means that those trees lose their leaves because the temperature does get colder. Okay, so the temperate zones are a little bit like they have more than 2 seasons. Okay, and then we have our cold zones, which is obviously very, very, very cold. All right, let's see the next page. Where's my pictures? All right, can you guys see that page?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can divide the Earth into 3 basic zones: hot, temperate, and cool. There are several climates in each zone, okay? So these are just how we're going to divide them into 3 basic zones, okay? Within these zones, there are more than 1 climate, okay? So hot zones, many regions near the equator have a tropical climate. It means it's hot and humid all year. There are some regions which have hot savanna climate. These grasslands have 1 short wet season and it rains a lot, and then a long hot dry season. Okay, where do you think we are? What sort of basic 3 zones are in?
Dry season.
Dry season and wet season.
Okay, I'm talking about the 3 zones. So remember, we have the cold zone, the hot zone, and the temperate zone.
Zone and temperature zone.
What would we be in?
The hot zone.
Yeah, we would be in the hot zone, okay? We have a tropical climate here. Okay, so that's our climate, exactly as it says. These have 1 short wet season and a dry season. That's what we have as well. Okay, so the tropical and the savanna climates, they only happen in the hot zone. All right, the temperate zones. Regions near the oceans have ocean climate. This means it's mild in the winter and cool in the summer. There's a lot of rain all year. Regions that are inland have continental climate. These have less rain and have hotter summers and colder winters. Finally, the region to the Mediterranean Sea have a Mediterranean climate. Winters are cool, there is a lot of precipitation. It is hot and there's little rain in the summer. Okay, so if you live closer to the ocean, then your winters and your summers aren't going to be as extreme. The ocean keeps those temperatures cool. Okay, so but if we've looked at the continental climate and the Mediterranean climate last year. Okay, remember in grade 4 we looked at both of those two climates. All right, so cold zones. Regions in the extreme north and south parts of the planet are always cold and they have a polar climate. The ground is covered with snow and ice, but there isn't a lot of precipitation. Okay, so remember that there's not a lot of precipitation in these areas. So high mountains have an alpine climate. There are no trees because it's very cold and windy. There isn't a lot of precipitation. Okay, remember when we were doing the mountain climate last year, that the rain falls as what? In these climates. What does rain fall as in mountain climates?
Alpine climate.
Yeah, the answer's not on the page. You need to think back to grade 4. Okay, so remember when we did mountain climates last year, what does snow fall as? Oh, sorry, what does rain fall as? I just gave you the answer. Have you listened?
Hailstones?
Not hailstones, but good guess.
No.
Snow. Okay, yeah, I gave you guys that answer. All right, so it falls as snow. All right. So the last one is a desert climate. It can occur in any region. It means that there is little or no precipitation all year. So as I said, despite the fact that Antarctica is in the cold zone, it is still considered a desert. Okay, because there is little precipitation and there is little life there as well. All right. So you guys are going to copy and complete the sentences with weather and climate. You're going to read the notes again and copy the questions. You're not going to do number 3. Number 3 is fine. Okay, number 4 you can do. So you can look at the map above and write 2 countries from each the hot and the temperate and the cold zones. Okay, so you might need to use Google to find out some of the countries in the cold zones, but I'm fairly sure you can work out what they are. And you guys can use your computers to do number 5, okay? Because now that we're online, you guys are all using computers or iPads, so you can do number 5 as well. All right, let me quickly just go through the last page for today. You guys have to do this one, okay? So you're writing whether it is weather or whether it is climate. Okay, so the example is it's raining outside. We know that climate is over many, many years. So if it's raining today, it is not climate. If we're talking about today or we're talking about last week or we're talking about anything that is 30 years worth of data, it is weather. Okay, so remember that climate is over a long period of time. All right, then you need to complete the sentences. Most of that is in the text, so you can read and find the answers in the text. Then the third part is quite easy. You're just labeling whether it is hot, cold, or temperate zones. So you're just doing the 3 basic zones. And then you're going to write what temperature, what climates are in each of those zones. Okay, so if we look at the hot zone, we remember that we have the savanna climate and we have the tropical climate in those zones. All right, so if we look at, number 4, circle the odd one out. Which one's the odd one out?
Savannah.
Savannah, why?
Because it is in temperate zone.
Very good. Okay, because Savannah is a part of the hot zone, so it is not in the temperate zone. Ocean, Mediterranean, and continental are all part of the temperate zone. All right. Do you guys have any questions before you get on with your work?
Teacher, what page was that?
It's page 33 from your practice books.
Oh.
Okay, and it is page, let me get it back up. It is page, that's the activity book for science, okay, it's page 33. in your notebook, in your textbooks, it's page 80 and 81 for science. In your English books, it is chapter 10, okay? Chapter 10. And then if you get time, you can look at page 78, but we might do that one tomorrow, okay? Because I've given you guys a fair bit of work already. You guys will have, as I said before, you guys will have teacher Volette for teaching you guys math. I think she'll probably start next Monday, okay? So we'll probably just try and move on with a bit of math and science, a bit of science and English this week. And then next week, teacher Volette will start with math. So I'm going to give you guys a bit of a break from math.
Yay.
Yay, no math. Munin seems unhappy. He likes math.
I like math. I mean, I hate math.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with math. All right. What time best suits you guys tomorrow? Do you want to be, maybe, do you want to make it a little bit earlier? Maybe 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock or
Okay.
6:30 in the morning?
No.
What time?
10.
10?
10.
10? Okay, I'll post the work early, and I expect you guys to start and try and do it yourself. And then I'll come on at 10. I'll have a talk to you guys, and then if we need to work through some stuff, we'll work through some stuff then, okay?
Yes.
Yes?
Teacher, for tomorrow, are we using the same code and password?
No, I'll post it every day.
Okay.
All right, what I'll do is I'll try and post it 5 minutes before. Today I posted it 10 minutes before, but then for me, it's kind of difficult to use as well. So it'll start to get easier the more we learn it. Okay, the more we use Zoom, the easier it gets. So even me, I ended the first meeting and I had to start a second one. So that's fine, but we'll get better at it as time goes on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this lesson that I've recorded. I'm going to put it on YouTube, and you guys can rewatch it back if you have any questions, okay?
Okay.
All right, have a good day, guys, and I'll see you all tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, teacher.